My name's Ken Meyer. I'm here for a few minutes to share with you some ideas regarding some of the things people should be thinking about and should know when they're considering their personality type, what that means in their life and how they can use it. And this final thing I want to talk about is a little bit difficult to express, but let me try it anyway. One of the things we need to understand is that we are going to face differences. After all, there are 16 personality types. And the key thing I want people to see with this is that they're all okay. It's all right to be different. Now, I'm convinced after 26 years of being a career advisor and just counseling thousands and thousands of clients over those years that what humans really want is sameness. I talk about this in some other videos related to some other subjects, but it's true that opposites attract, but what we really want at our core is sameness. I want you to be like me. If you don't behave like I do, what's the matter with you? You know, if you don't behave like I do, you're wrong. Well, that whole attitude is not correct. It's not accurate. They're not wrong. They're probably different. They're probably a different personality type. We have to be ready for that. That's one of the beauties of this. It's not by accident that there are 16 personality types. They all have their strengths. They all have their improvement opportunities. And we need to be ready for it. The more we know about our type, the more we can understand how somebody else might be different. Become a type watcher. Once you understand personality type, watch the people around you and try to figure out what type they are. Understand that in the world of work, most people are not really expressing their actual personality type. The reason for that is they chose their work incorrectly in the first place for a variety of reasons. Sometimes they didn't have a choice. But since they're not really using, not everybody, but about 70% of all the people out there are doing this. They're working, and the behaviors you see them express when they're working are not really who they are. It's not their preferred behaviors. It is who they are, but in a non-preferred way. So, we kind of have to take that with a grain of salt. If you're watching people at work, it's a good idea to get them away from their job and maybe have lunch with them and watch how they are when they're more relaxed and things of that nature. That's normally a more true expression of who they are. But one of the things we need to understand is that, for instance, I'm INFJ, introverted with intuition, feeling, and judging. Well, most people aren't. If you go to my website, kenmeyeronline.com, opt in, get your free gift, one of the things you can find is a breakdown of how all the 16 personality types are distributed, at least in America's culture. And you'll find, and I didn't bring it up for this reason, but my type happens to be the most rare out of all 16. Well, none of these types are distributed evenly. I mean, you have to understand that people around you are behaving in non-random ways for instinctive reasons, and they're not wrong. They're not bad people for doing it. And you're not a bad person for behaving in the way you do. One other thing to keep in mind that we need to understand when we think about personality type, and I found one of the biggest problems is this disparity between the number of introverts in the world and the number of extroverts in the world. If you take the Myers-Briggs data and spread it around, about 75% of the planet is extroverted, only 25% of the planet is introverted. We need to understand that. That sets up a bias against introversion based on ignorance and healthy non-understanding. Sets up a bias in every culture. If you're an American, you're supposed to be outgoing. If you're not, what's the matter with you? Well, from a personality perspective, absolutely nothing. The person might be introverted. We just need to expect differences, embrace them. They can bring a lot of positives to our life. The extrovert needs the introvert. The intuitive person needs the sensor. The feeler needs the thinker, vice versa. The perceiver needs the judger to bring those things that we're kind of lacking in our life. It's a wonderful thing. My friend, your personality type is the core of who you are. No matter what happens to you in your life, your personality type is always there. You can count on it. It's an asset. It is not going to change instinctively. It can't. It's an instinct. You can use less preferred behaviors, but it's not going to turn completely into something else. The naturally right-handed person cannot become a naturally left-handed person. Use that as an analogy. This is a great asset. It's a wonderful thing. Your personality type is a good thing. Hope to see you at my website, kenmeyeronline.com. Bye now.